Hey, this video is meant as a guide to show you how to use the Discord bot Guild Manager. I will give some examples on why you would want to use this bot when we get to the installation. You will find all relevant links in the description along with timestamps to the different sections, because this will probably be a rather long video. So to begin with, you want your server. I just made one, so this one is fresh. It doesn't have anything on it really. Have 0 roles here. So the first thing we want to do is invite the bot. So we go to the GitHub page for the bot, and you will have a link to invite it here. It will take you to this page. You might have to log in first, but then you will get to this page. And then you select the server you want to add it to. We want to add it to the demonstration server that I just made, and it will require these permissions. I am not a robot. And it says it got authorized. And now we have our guild manager right here. But we don't have any roles here, so that's why we're going to get into the installation. But first off, you can see all available commands with the gm help command. And we'll tell you all the available commands: registration, help, install, uninstall, and everything. But now when you want to install it, you run gm install, and we'll take it to this page, or this. It will tell you that you can install it here. If you don't know how to get an API key, you click no. It will give you all of these nice links, but in short, you just go to guildwatch2.com, log in here, and then it will take you to this page. Or you can just click this link that it gave you right here. When you're on this page, you want to click new key and make an API key with account and guild's permissions. Then you give it a name. I already have a lot of these, so I'm not going to make another one. And then you click create API key, and then it will appear in this list right here. I am going to use this one. And then I'm going to say yes, we want to continue the installation. And yes, we know how to get an API key now. And then we give him the API key. And it will now give you a list of the guilds that you are a guild leader of. So if you press 1 for the success made simple one, in my case, and it will tell you that it is up and running. And you can automatically register now, so you don't have to give it the API key later. I will press no here just to show off all of the commands, but press 1 if you are installing. That's my recommendation. I will have to adjust this after this video is recorded. It's supposed to say GM register and not just register. And now the roles have refreshed. But as you can see here, I did not get a role here because I did not register. So let's get into the registration. To register, you run gm register. I will ask you how you want to register. We want to register with our API. You can also click this one again if you don't know how to get an API. Well, we know how to get an API. We provided with an API key with the same here, guild and account accessibility. It says it's successfully registered, and it makes sure the roles exist. And now we have our role. That is great. So why would you want to use this bot? Well, this is kind of clever if you want to have a public section and a private section of your Discord channel. So this is just freshly made, so the general here is accessible for everyone in the server with the @everyone role, and the same goes for this voice chat. But what if you want to use these roles just like cut off from the public sections? What we can do is we can make a new category. We can name it guild chats. And then you make this one private. And these are all of the roles that the bot made during the installation. We'll take a look at that later. And we just check all of the guild roles or any role that you want to be in this So it may be not, maybe you just want your officers to be in a specific category or something. Just make sure that you give the guild manager role accessibility over this channel, otherwise it will not be able to see it. Oh, I spelled that wrong, did I not? Oh, I didn't, I think. My spelling is terrible. Now we can create a new channel here, so we can just call this general text. For example, we don't need to make it private now because it will inherit the permissions from the guild chats. And you can also make a voice one, will work with just as well. And you can also make more categories and split these up into the two different ones. You can manage them how you want, but this is just an example. So now just only people that have these roles, not everyone, these roles will be able to access these two channels, or everything in this category. So if you would, for example, pug raid, the pugs would only be able to access these ones if you would invite them to your Discord server. If someone in the guild would have a friend, they would only be able to be in these ones so they're not able to see all your guild specific stuff, maybe your schedule, whatnot. And there's some, maybe you just want your roles for some reason. Due to how the Guildwash API works, the refreshing of the roles happens once every half an hour. That is how the bot is set up right now. You can manually refresh the roles with GM refresh, just like that, and it will do as all the other times. It will do this one, and the roles were refreshed. So if I would leave the guild or something, it would take to the next. It will be less than 30 minutes until it will be refreshed, unless you refresh it manually. It's just something to keep in mind, because if you kick someone out, don't just automatically assume that the role disappears immediately from the Discord channel. It's gonna take up to half an hour before it happens. But you can either remove it manually, or you can run the refresh command and it will apply the changes. And sometimes you might want to rename your ranks in your guild, and due to reasons how everything works, the bot will not be able to recognize the changes, at least how it's made right now. It's not able to recognize the changes, renaming changes and whatnot. So if we edit this master rank here in game to leader, and we save our changes, if we go back to our bot here and we do GM refresh, it will take the command, it will refresh. It takes 5 seconds to do this. Plus eventual Discord lag. That seems to be happening right now. I did get the leader rank. Oh, there we go. There's the Discord lag. So now I have both a master and a leader rank. It doesn't know that the master rank is no longer in this roster. So to solve that, if you ever rename your ranks, or for some reason this happens, you can run the GM merge command. Before we do that, actually, let's give our master rank, so that's our old rank, the manage role permissions, just for example. So let's say that you have edited these roles, you probably want these changes carried over, and the merge command can handle that. Let's just wait for it to take in. It will give a brief explanation to why you would want this. You can read this in your own pace, but we will say that yes, we want to merge. And we change the name of our master rank to leader. So we'll press leader here because that's the new name. wait for the Discord line. There we go. And then it will ask you which of these ranks you want to merge into. We want the master rank, because that was the previous name. And then it asks us if we want to move the permissions from the old rank, so the master rank, to the new rank, the leader rank. And we want to do that. And it also asks us if we want to delete the old role. And let's just do that because it's not going to be of any use for us. Then it's refreshing again with this 5 seconds thing. We can then go into our server settings. We can go to our roles and we'll see that the master rank is no longer present. We can also see that the leader role now also have the managed roles permission, which it didn't have before. Everything is just grayed out on these otherwise. So that's the general use case of this bot. And now if you want to unregister it format, or you want to remove it from the server and whatnot, then there's 3 different commands that you probably are interested in. There is the unlink command, you have the unregistration command, and the uninstall command. So let's start with unlinking. This is for users. Unlink. This will make the bot forget you on a specific server. I will tell you this from this server. So press 1. So if this bot would get popular and its multiple servers have it, you only need to register yourself on one server, as you will see very soon. What happened now is that we lost our role because we're no longer. The bot doesn't know that we are not in this guild. It doesn't know that anymore. And if we run the /gm register command, we also see that it did detect itself. It did detect our user, and the API key is still stored on the bot, so it just automatically registered us again to the server, and we got our role back. If we instead run the /gm unregister command, it asks if we want to register from all servers, and this includes removing your own user data. It says we have been fully removed from the member. Who am I talking to? Hooray. I still have the role there. It should be a simple refresh. I think I forgot to apply changes from the last patch. But if we do /gm refresh there, we should lose our role. Again, this is already patched out. I just forgot to update the bot itself. And our role disappears. But when you use it, this should not happen. And then we have the uninstall command. So /gm uninstall. If you happen to not like the bot and whatnot, oh, that's the wrong channel. If you happen to not like the bot, you can of course uninstall it. You can go through. You can see all the different options it gives you here. It can remove the roles that were already made during this installation. This will be these ranks. If there are any roles with these names, those are the ones that will disappear. And it will also ask if it should kick itself, and let's do that for this video. And this site is not up yet. It will be at some point, but if you want to re-invite it, you can just go to the GitHub page and you'll find invite link over there. And now it have applied changes, kicked itself. So if we go back to our server, we can see the bot is no longer here. The roles that it made, all of these roles are now gone. We don't have any roles, and it's all good. So that is how you use all the commands with this bot and how it functions. So just some extra information for you using this bot. The data that I store on my Raspberry Pi where this is hosted should be non-sensitive data. It should be your Guild Wars 2 name, your Discord ID, your Guild Wars 2 API key, and none of it is sensitive really. If you're scared of your API key, then you should probably not use the software, to be honest. but it's just so that you know, and the data is also in plain text. It's not encrypted, because once again it's not sensitive data, so I have not implemented that. If someone wants to implement that, you can just make a pull request on GitHub and you can fix that, and you can help me develop it if you want to. And if I get enough feedback to do that, I will probably implement it myself as well. But it's just something to keep in mind that I don't really store any sensitive data, no passwords, no nothing. It's only names, your guild ward names that is, and the data that I store is not encrypted. So it's good to know. But that is it. Hopefully this bot helps out, and bye.